Once upon a time, a girl named Amy was skipping happily back to her house, a pot of flowers cradled in her arms. She loved living with her papa, who was very kind to her. Amy was a bit of a strange girl. She was made of cloth and thread, a doll created by her papa. As she sang and skipped, suddenly her arms snapped off, and the pot of flowers fell, breaking apart on the floor. "Oh no!" Amy exclaimed, remembering her papa's warning about carrying heavy things. She felt sorry but quickly decided to make it better. Using her other arm, she picked a flower from the ruined pot and rushed to her papa, a big smile on her face. "Look, Papa, the flowers in the garden bloomed, and this one is so pretty." Papa looked down at her and smiled. "Ah, I see. Thank you, Amy." She beamed at his praise, feeling loved. Papa took care of her, sewing her arm back on and cleaning the clothes that had gotten muddy. He read her picture books every night before bed, filling their home with warmth. Yet deep down, Amy knew that the one Papa truly loved was someone else, his real daughter, also named Amy. One evening, while feeling sad after drinking a little too much, he had told her the story of his past. He explained how he had been a talented doll maker since he was young and had once been married with a beautiful daughter. But he had been so caught up in his work that he neglected his family. When his daughter turned 5, his wife took her away, leaving him alone. "Were you sad, Papa?" Amy had asked quietly. "Yes, very much," he had replied, clutching a portrait of his family. "I realized too late how much I loved them. I fought with my wife, but she was a great woman who deserved better." He looked at the picture with longing. "I loved my daughter from the bottom of my heart. Even after 30 years, I would do anything to see her again." In his grief, he turned back to his craft, pouring all his emotions into making dolls. That's how he created Amy, the doll who filled his lonely home with joy. Thanks to Amy, her papa never got bored over the last 30 years. She often noticed him smiling, but deep down, she knew he was sad because he always looked at the picture of his real daughter, Amy. One day, Amy said, "Hey Papa, let's go see her. The real Amy." He looked surprised. "Eh? No, but that's—" he started. "Do you not know where the real Amy lives?" she asked. He sighed. "No, I believe the address was somewhere here. This is my wife's obituary letter that came about 2 years ago. Let's go. Let's go." Amy exclaimed excitedly, but he shook his head. "We can't. I can't see my daughter anymore." "Why not?" she asked, confused. He hesitated before replying, "I don't have the face to meet her anymore." "Face? But Papa has a face," she replied, tilting her head. "Are you lacking in parts?" Papa looked at her and laughed. "I'm fine, Amy. I have all the parts one need." He gently patted her head. But deep down, doll Amy wished she could be the real Amy. No matter how much she loved her papa, she felt she couldn't compete with his real daughter. As they walked through the marketplace, Amy offered to help carry some groceries, but Papa refused. "It's too heavy for you," he said. "Am I useless?" she asked, looking downcast. Papa looked at her sadly before buying a flower, handing it to her. "You can carry this for me." "Yes, I will," she said, beaming. The flower shop lady noticed them and asked, "Is she, by any chance, a doll?" As Papa hesitated to answer, Amy asked, "Are you afraid of me?" "Oh no, not at all," the flower shop lady replied. "It's just a common sight these days. A long time ago, craftsmen put so much effort into their work that a soul was embedded into it." "Miss, aren't you glad you were made by a great craftsman?" the lady asked. "Yup, Papa is amazing," Amy exclaimed. "He always fixes me, hugs me, and he is warm like the sun." She continued to praise him, and Papa smiled, gently pulling her along to head home. But as time went on, Half a year later, Papa became unable to leave his bed. Amy watched over him, her heart heavy with worry for the man who had always cared for her. One day, as Amy brought some food for her papa, she noticed the uneaten food from her previous visits. "Thank you for bringing the food, Amy," he said softly. Then he handed her something. "Amy, take this." "What is this?" she asked, curious. "It's a letter. Give this to the usual flower shop lady," he instructed. Amy's eyes lit up with excitement. This was her first time delivering letters. But then he added, "Also, one more letter. Amy, give this to my beloved daughter." After that day, Papa didn't move for some reason. That night, Amy had a dream where she heard him calling her. When she turned around, she saw Papa hugging the real Amy. "I have always wanted to meet the real you, Amy," he said. Amy woke up feeling sad, remembering his last words. "Bring this to my beloved daughter." She mustered her courage and said to herself, "I should deliver these. I should deliver these." With determination, she got out of bed. The next day, for the first time, she left the house on her own. In her mind, she thought, "Wait for me, Papa. I will definitely deliver these to the real Amy that Papa always wanted to see." On day 1, she delivered the letter to the flower shop lady. The lady stared at the letter for a while and then patted her head gently. On day 3, Amy realized she had never been this far from home before. "Wait for me, real Amy," she said, feeling excited. On day 7, she fell into a puddle of water, and her clothes got dirty, but thankfully the letter stayed dry. What a relief! On day 14, her favorite coat, a birthday present from Papa, got tattered when a stray dog attacked her. She felt a pang of sadness as she looked at it. On day 18, she lost her shoes for her artificial feet, and her body was getting stiffer and heavier. It was becoming harder to walk, but she kept pushing on. On day 27, she stumbled and fell over. A kind-looking lady picked her up and decided to take her to the nearest town. On day 32, her right arm, the one that often fell off, finally detached. She felt a mix of emotions. She no longer had Papa to help her put it back on, but she was glad it wasn't her leg that had come off. She could still walk. On day 37, Amy finally found the real Amy's house. Standing in front of the door, she thought to herself that she needed to hurry and let the real Amy know just how much Papa loved her. Being quite short, she couldn't reach the doorbell, so she grabbed a branch and rang it. After a moment, the front door opened. Are you the real Amy?" she asked eagerly. The older lady replied, "Real one? Well, my name is Amy. Who are you?" Amy reached into her bag and pulled out the letter from Papa. "A letter from Amy's Papa," she announced proudly. The older lady frowned. "What? I don't have anyone I can call Papa. If this is a prank, please leave." With that, she slammed the door shut. Amy stood there, shocked by her reaction. She didn't want to disappoint her Papa one last time, so she rang the doorbell again and again. The older lady hesitantly opened the door once more, but as soon as she did, Amy held out the letter, saying, "It's from Papa. It's a very important letter." But the older lady quickly shut the door again, exclaiming, "So annoying!" Feeling defeated, Amy sat down on the porch for a moment, her heart heavy as she thought about what to do. After a while, she got up and began to leave. While walking, she looked at the letter from Papa, feeling like a failure. Wiping away her tears with her unbroken left arm, she felt a wave of sadness wash over her. Just then, a sudden strong wind blew the letter from her hand, sending it soaring into the sky and scattering the contents everywhere. "No!" she cried, chasing after the pieces as they fluttered away. Just as she reached a puddle, the letter landed in the water. Scared, Amy picked up the soggy letter and remembered all the times she thought she was a burden to Papa. Amy reflected on her journey, realizing how she had always troubled Papa. No matter how similar she was made, she couldn't replace the real Amy that Papa loved. Yet, Papa still loved a fake Amy like her, and she wanted to deliver his letter, no matter how messy it had become. She opened the letter, which read, "Amy, by the time you read this letter, I will no longer be in this world. Over the last 40 years, I've always thought about you as I lived on. You who gave light to my rock-bottom life. Amy, you are a very spoiled child, naughty and troublesome. But every day spent with you was fun, and there was no time to be bored." Tears streamed down her face as she realized how much Papa cherished her. The letter continued, "I apologize for only being able to make you out of a constraining body. Every time I saw my daughter's picture, the only thing I could think of was, I wish I could make her into a real human. I wish for you to live happily even after I have disappeared. I love you, my other daughter, Amy." As the sun set, Amy finally understood that she was truly loved. As she tried to make her way back home in the darkness, her body could no longer move due to the wear and tear from her journey. She collapsed on the ground, clenching the letter tightly. In her cold, unconscious state, she dreamed of warm, happy moments with Papa as he sewed her arm back on. When she awoke, she found herself in a comfy bed. "Oh, have you woken up?" said the flower shop lady, smiling. "I found you just in time. You were close to being thrown out as oversized trash. It took a while to find you since you are not at home." Amy asked where she was, and the flower shop lady replied, "This is my house. Your Papa asked me to take care of you if anything ever happened to him. From now on, don't mind staying here," she continued. "This house will become lively, and I welcome that." From that day on, the flower shop lady taught Amy many things. She explained how Papa was in a place called heaven and how, even if they couldn't see each other, their hearts were still connected. And most importantly, Amy learned how to write letters to her loved ones, giving her a way to express her feelings and keep the bond with Papa alive. Hi, Manhwa here. While reading the manga for the first time, I felt so sad for doll Amy as she desperately tried to deliver the letter but kept getting rejected. I didn't expect the letter to be for doll Amy. It was such an unexpected twist, but a good one, although I usually find children quite annoying and they are like devil spawns. Amy is the exception because she is just so adorable. I highly recommend this manga if you want to cry your heart out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'll be uploading weekly, so stay tuned. Your support means a lot, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.